And so when it was all said and done, I can safely say that I know what it's like to eat 14,000 calories in one sitting.
Jeez, that's a lot of calories, man.
Yeah, you just have some glasses of water in between bites, and it's okay.
Uh, If you're eating that much pounds of food, you probably don't have to eat for like a month or something.
See, the challenge was you had to do that every day, you know.
Wait a
Uh,
second, 14 a month. Oh my gosh, 14 a day for a month.
14K calories a day, you know. Just
Isn't the average? Well, what
well,
is the average? Isn't
2,000
it
is
two
the
thousand?
health the average, yeah.
So you're eating a week's worth of food at like once.
Yeah,
Classic. Anywho, speaking
it's
of
yeah,
food,
it's
that
my new
is
diet.
that's that's our topic of today. We're talking about corn dogs to start with. Anybody have some
yeah,
grandioso corn dog experience that changed their
I
life?
had one yesterday.
uh, please do tell.
Do tell, do tell.
It's pretty short and simple. The dining hall in my residence building simply
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
cook them.
yeah. Oh,
So like they're
okay.
supposed to be like crunchy, which you'd expect. They're just not crunchy.
Oh no.
So they were put in the microwave, is what you're saying.
Mm,
It's one of
well,
those
I'm
microwave
probably an
ovens.
industrial microwave, but yeah.
Oh
So the
man.
description is crispy, crunchy corn dogs. They were not crispy nor crunchy.
Yes, my favorite. Soggy, sad
Yes,
corn
it was literally
dogs.
soggy, sad, lukewarm corn dogs. I'm like,
uh,
no, this is worth
those
$10
are
a
the
meal.
those are the only thing which would make those corn dogs worse is if they were cold.
They're not far off.
Oh no.
The question is though, sauce or no sauce?
Uh,
Do you
I mean,
sauce
I'd
sauce the
use
corn
sauce
dogs?
if it wasn't, dining hall sauce.
See, I always get ranch no matter what, but sometimes I spice it up and add barbecue.
Hmm.
That's my go-to.
I tend not to add anything, but I'm kind of lame, so
You're the vanilla of the corn dog world.
I am a basic bitch corn dogging consumer.
I just dip my corn dogs in ketchup. That's all I need.
You go ketchup and ranch.
Though there was one time when I had some hot dog buns, but no hot dogs to put them in. But I did have corn dogs, so I cooked the corn dog and just put that in between the bun and ate it like a hot dog.
But why did you need the bun? Do you just need to use the buns?
Yeah, I just needed to use the buns. I'm not gonna let them go to waste.
That's fair.
It's a good point.
I had
Um,
something to put between the buns, so I took the initiative and did it.
the other thing my dining hall is really good at is when they have hot dogs and you go down to the dining hall 4 minutes after it opens and the hot dog buns are already stale of the hot dogs you're eating. I mean, they just got those time traveling hot dogs,
Yep,
so it's pretty cool.
naturally. Man, you've had some sad corn dog experiences.
I've
My
had some
dining.
sad food experiences.
Oh no. Oh gosh. That reminds me of like Austin ordering something from like the cafeteria, and they gave he ordered like a chicken sandwich or something, and the chicken sandwich was raw. So he just took
That's
he took a bite and
that
it was just a raw chicken. Oh yikes.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a
yeah, that's
sign
not good.
there's a sign on one of the pillars in the dining hall that says, it's like, notice eating raw meat can give you salmonella. And I'm like, oh, it's an interesting sign to put up because
Uh,
I'm not cooking any of this food down here. It's not my
eating
cooking. So
eating
who's that
raw
sign for?
eating raw chicken could poison you.
Yeah, but like raw beef's not going to give you salmonella. Neither is raw pork, so it's just raw chicken. I don't know.
Well, it just said raw meat, but
Yeah, it's fish.
they
Raw
were
I,
covering
fish.
all the bases just
Raw
in
fish
case.
doesn't give you salmonella either. What?
But
uh,
This side's
I was like,
absolutely wrong. What? I think only
well, I
chicken
just
gives
thought it
you
was
it
funny
salmonella.
depends.
that
It
that
depends on the
definitely.
type of meat, Riley, and what the meat's
But
with.
isn't it just the chicken? I don't think beef gives
It's
you it.
not.
Pork gives you some like weird brain
I'm
disease.
pretty sure beef and pork should, or I think they should be cooked like at least a little bit.
You can
Like
get
it's not
Yeah,
like
steaks.
it's not like rare pork. It's not like rare beef is just no. They take a wad of meat, smash that into a flat shape, put that between a buns. Like here you go. No, they cook it, Riley. They cook it.
Yeah, but the sign. I'm trying to figure out what the
it
sign is
might have
saying.
it might have also said food poisoning, but salmonella is the word that
Ah,
stuck in my head. I
yeah.
Yeah,
just thought it was funny that they didn't put the sign
salmonella.
back where they cook the food. They put it out where the people are
Yes,
getting the food
that's
that they
pretty
didn't
true.
cook.
You got to make sure this is a fondue foundation. You gotta bring your fondue containers to
Okay,
actually
so we're really
finish
good at
off.
cooking food, but just make sure that when you're taking the food we made for you, just make sure that we actually cooked it
Make
because
sure
you
it's
might get
not raw,
sick.
because it could
Yeah,
be.
We
because
didn't we didn't
we
bother to
do.
check, so make sure you do.
We gotta make a lot. Hey, bear with us. We have to make a lot of food in advance, so some might slip between the cracks. You know what I'm saying?
All of it.
all
It's not
all
a
the food.
crack, it's just
Gosh,
a giant sieve.
they completely ruined snap peas for me this this afternoon, as well as like roast beef. They completely burnt the roast beef, and it was so tough and dry. And then there was sugar snap peas that were soggy and somehow burnt. I don't know how they do the sogginess and burn it at the same time. It was bleh. Classic
They
school
probably
food.
they probably burn it in like a day in advance and then freeze it and then just like microwave it.
De Dethaws.
Here's your soggy burnt bread. Enjoy.
My
That'll
favorite.
be $18.
uh,
I think it's
Soggy
like
and
$10 a
burnt.
meal at
Those
the
are like my
building here.
two favorite textures.
yeah, it's probably ten
You got the
dollars, but don't you get like don't you have like
I
a
get
meal
it for
plan and
free from
whatnot?
my job,
Oh,
but
you get it for free. That's even better.
yeah, everyone else that lives here though, they've got to pay for a meal plan, which is
Uh,
it averages out to
Losers.
$10 a meal.
Yeah, they actually
It's
have
not worth it.
they have prices out for like for ours, so we can see the price for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we're just like, why is dinner like cost like $1 more than lunch when dinner like is worse than lunch? Like,
Yeah,
what are they doing?
it sucks. What are you doing here?
Classic school food though. Won't have it any other way, except every other way.
Indeed.
Oh, I almost took a nap today. Maybe I should have.
Yeah. So why have you been staying up so late?
I don't. I get into my bed at like 11 o'clock, and then I just don't. I'm not even on my phone. I just don't fall asleep. And then at a certain point, I'm like, wow, I've been sitting here for a while. I wonder what time it is. And I'll look at my phone, and it's 2:30, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I think what you need is a sleep rock.
Tell me more about the sleep rock. I've
So
never heard of
the
such a thing.
sleep rock you set on top of a sloped counter that leads straight to like your head where you would be sleeping, and
Oh my
as
goodness.
the rock falls, you're just doing whatever in the bed, like looking at your phone, and then eventually the sleep rock falls and smacks you right in the head and puts you to sleep.
Mm.
That's what you need. Instant sleep, instant gratification. You wake up and boom. Yeah.
I don't know if I have room for a sleep rock, but I might be able to have room to bolt a sleep hammer onto my bed.
Sleep.
Spring-loaded sleep hammer.
Oh boy.
Uh, I'm lazy. I'll just uh I'll just fashion a sleep book.
Sleep book.
Yeah.
You can always hire in what are they called, the anesthesiologists to just put you to sleep. Might cost a bit, but
Yeah, that does sound pretty costly.
maybe Max, you can just you can tell them that you can get them in for free at the school cafeteria and
I mean, there's actually two doors, and one of the doors none of the dining staff can see, and so some people just walk in the exit and just go sneak in and
There you
get food
go.
for free, which I fully support because it's almost not worth free, to be honest.
Wow.
Like depending on the day, sometimes I have like just a box of chicken ramen in my drawer
Chicken ramen.
because sometimes the dining food is just I look at the menu online and it's just so nasty that I just eat ramen instead in my room and it's better.
Yeah, that's what I do for lunch. I just have like some ramen in my room. I make a lot of sandwiches, and soups. That's been my college meals. And then for supper, I go adventure out to the cafeteria. But yeah, what I'm living on is pure ramen, sandwiches, and soups, and I guess chips as well.
Chips.
And I currently have some Cheez-Its. I got like 2 giant boxes of Cheez-Its. Gotta know, Cheez-Its are the best.
I've got hot chocolate. Actually, I haven't had hot chocolate
Oh my
today. I should
gosh.
have some of that.
Should
I
have
got hot chocolate
too.
instead of coffee.
Yeah,
So I was like, I need something to promote myself to get out of bed in the morning, but I don't like coffee. So I was like, oh, let's get hot chocolate. As you can tell, it's not working because I still don't get out of bed. So I just have hot chocolate in the evenings instead.
that's exactly what I do. I'm like, I don't like coffee, and I like warm beverages, so I got hot chocolate, and
Oh, dang.
I've got 3 mugs now in my dorm, and I barely go and drink the hot chocolate, and if I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna make it at night, which I'll probably do after this podcast.
Me too,
Making
honestly.
hot chocolate. Oh.
I'm literally making it right now. I'll be back in a second. I gotta fill my water boiler up with some water.
Yeah, I'm not too fancy with my hot chocolate. I just microwave water, and I'm just like, well,
I just pour
Throw
in
a
like a
packet.
cup of milk, cook that baby up, then pour the hot chocolate mix, stir it around, and that's some good shit.
yeah. I think I prefer it with milk, but I haven't really gotten.
It's
I'm having
it's
milk here.
objective. It's objectively better with milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better than milk. I'm just too lazy to buy milk and
Yeah.
then heat up milk.
Exactly
That's-
what Max said.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Water's free.
I'm glad we're all the same
Oh.
boat. We all agree milk hot
Oh, it's
chocolate
better,
is
100%. We're all just lazy pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's accurate.
See, you get the Swiss Miss that has some milk in it already for the packet, so then it tastes like okay. Right, everybody gets Swiss Miss here, or what's your chocolate brand?
Yeah.
Not currently, because the CVS nearby literally just hasn't had it for months, and the
What?
only place that has it is this miniature convenience store in one of the resident buildings.
Interesting.
And so I just walk over there because I have access to all of the buildings for my work.
Okay.
So I just go there at night and get some of their hot chocolate, which is Nestle brand, which isn't quite as good. But
Oh, not Nestle.
I think it's like supposed to be used with milk.
Yeah,
I
because
can't
it does
remember the
not.
last time I've had a Nestle product.
I had some because the school was offering free packets for National Hot Chocolate Day, and I regretted taking 2. Yeah, that's what started my whole craze. I got a whole box of Swiss Miss for National Hot Chocolate Day,
Damn.
and then they were giving out free packets. I'm like, oh my gosh, darn it!
Free? You got my attention.
Yeah, but it was the Nestle brand that I called Nestle or something. I called it some weird thing, and my dad was correcting me on it. He's like, Riley, you're not drinking the Nestle, right? You're drinking Nestle. Like, oh.
That does sound like something he would say.
But
I use an Allen key to mix my hot chocolate. What do you use?
normally a fork.
I use a like cheap plastic butter knife, which you would buy for like a birthday party or something.
Or a picnic. Like the disposable
I mean,
ones,
if you go, yeah, the disposable ones. And if you go on picnics, I don't, but
I would go on a picnic if it wasn't like -12 every day and snowing.
Hey, you know, it's warming up here. We had like -20 2 days in a row, and then now it's gonna be 50 by the end of the week, unless the weatherman's wrong, which there normally are.
I'm happy they were wrong in one instance because last week they said it was supposed to snow up to like 15 inches over the course.
Oh my gosh!
They were like, yeah, so it might just start snowing on Wednesday and then not stop until like Friday, and you guys might get like up to 14 inches of snow. Luckily, it didn't happen. It did snow quite a bit. But
14 inches of snow, you'd literally be
In a
like
city.
you'd
Oh,
literally be like buried and you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to get out of the building.
That's when you just take the day off.
Oh no, some of the adult staff at work they just stayed home because they're like, yeah, if
Yeah.
it gets bad, we just simply won't be able to drive home, so we're staying home today.
Or
That's
we wouldn't
fair.
even forget about driving home. They wouldn't be able to get to their cars. It would literally be
You can't
buried
even
under
open
the
the
snow.
door. Oh gosh. Yeah, because
Jeez, like
14. Holy shit.
it,
Two
it just,
2 feet
it
would
just,
be like up to your waist of snow. Just you're just done at that point.
You can't open a door.
Isn't me?
You can't.
Dude, imagine
Shoveling your door open.
You have to go through the chimney just to get out.
Everyone that has skylights in their cars are just laughing it up.
The problem is the snow will be like on top of it, so you have to push all the snow off. How are
That's
you
good
even
point.
gonna drive in that? You can't drive in that.
There's no car that would drive in that snow.
You have
You'd
to
be done.
get your sled dogs out.
you have that one lunatic neighbor who has this high-powered
Super lifted truck.
radioactive generator outside of his house, which like is so hot and stuff that it just kills all the grass around it. Meanwhile, like he has like a heat dome with no
Classic heat
snow in
dome.
it whatsoever. It's like y'all thought I was crazy.
Yeah,
Y'all called me a mad scientist. Well, look who's crazy now. I'm not buried. I'm not snowed into my house.
All the radiation poisoning was worth it.
He's got like a third eye.
I finally showed them who's boss. I got out of my driveway 2 days early.
Everything's canceled though, so there's nowhere to go.
You can't even do anything.
I imagine
His
a guy
driveway's
like
clear, but then
I-
the road immediately in front of his driveway is just a wall of
honestly,
snow.
I'd imagine a guy like that would probably just stay home regardless of the weather.
He's
That's
just
true.
happy that he could technically leave his driveway if he wanted to.
He just need to carry the generator around with him.
Yeah, I could, guys, but I don't feel like it. I'm gonna call it in a sick day.
really
I'd rather just sit here and laugh at everyone who snowed in.
Oh gosh, that's the fun part about the upper what is this, upper Midwest, or is it just Midwest?
I think it's just Midwest.
something Midwest.
You know what? It's great because you get the random weather. You can get the random 14 inches of snow one day, and then it just
Oops.
melts all away the next day.
Yeah, that does sound like South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Like, imagine if it actually did snow 14 inches. Like, would that blow
It has
like
happened.
would that blow global warming out of the water a bit?
The problem is
Because
it's not
we
global
are-
warming. It's global climate change.
Yeah.
But
There's like some photos I've seen, really old photos, where in North Dakota, I think it was one year, it snowed so much that it buried the power lines.
oh no.
And so it's a picture of a dude standing next to the top of a power line on a mound of snow. And he's like, "Hey guys,
Hey guys, just trying to get reception out here. Don't know what's the problem.
is anyone else just power out? I don't know what's going on."
Once this cable touches and gets electrocuted, like, jeez. Who
They were
put
a
these
little
cables
shorted.
out? Oh,
Why is there
gosh.
this like just wire on the
Hey
ground?
guys, I live
Gotta
on
move
like the 15th floor of my apartment, and I could just walk out of the window. What the hell happened? Where'd all the snow come from?
I would not walk on top of that because it's most likely fluffy snow. You just sink straight in because it probably is not packed in.
it. Good luck getting out of that.
Sinking in would pat it in for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, then it'd be just like the Terraria ice. You just go until you hit the bottom, and then you like take fall damage. Man, that'd be a terrible way to go.
I don't know if I could take fall damage. It sounds pretty
Yeah.
scary.
I don't think you would take fall damage from that, but you would suffocate. It would be like sinking in quicksand, I feel.
Well, that's if the snow like falls in on it, like you cause an avalanche as you're falling down, which I'm assuming you are because you've probably been like waving your arms around like a lunatic.
Even if you aren't waving your arms, if it's fluffy snow like you said, I'd assume that like
The
going
sides would just
down
collapse
that
in.
Yeah, it would just collapse eventually.
It probably. It would not be good.
Say it doesn't collapse and you sink all the way down to the bottom and take 0 fall damage because the snow cushioned your fall.
0 fall damage.
How are you going to get out of that?
Maybe you found the door as you fall. Knock on your neighbor's window. Help me! Yeah, it would just not be a good.
Well, it's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing I brought my shovel.
It's a good
And you
thing
just
I got
start-
my generator. Just start like attacking the snow with your generator.
There's some video of a guy clearing his driveway. There's not much snow on it, but he clears his driveway with a flamethrower. It's pretty cool.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I guess just bring one of
A
those.
little bit of snow. Better get the flamethrower out.
Well, if you have one, may as well use it. Yep. Now that's the crazy neighbor.
If you have one and then you melt a good chunk of the upper layer of the fluffy snow, would that just freeze into ice and then you can stand on that?
Maybe. That's what the awesome forecast here ended up doing, is it didn't snow 2 feet. It just snowed like a couple inches and then kind of melted and then it just froze. And so then we just had ice for like 3 days.
Ice is dangerous, man.
Yeah, there's an enclosed like little bridge that I walk across to get to different parts of campus. And during the day, it got just warm enough that there was a little bit of condensation on the concrete floor. And then it immediately got cold. So when I went back from class, even the inside of the bridge was ice.
Oh, dang.
So it was just ice everywhere.
Bridge. Was this like a tunnel bridge?
Yeah, it's like an enclosed. It has like a roof and walls and stuff.
Oh,
that sounds like a cool bridge.
That's close to like a tunnel instead of a bridge.
Mm-hmm. There are actually a whole bunch of tunnels around campus.
Oh, the tunnel systems.
You can navigate
love the tunnel systems.
Like most of campus actually by going around the tunnels.
There's an entire catacombs underneath campus, guys. You gotta check it out.
This is actually like amazing. I think it's a subway down there. So there's like the basement, and like you can get.
It's a subway.
Yeah, there's a bunch of tunnels that connect to like most of the campus buildings, and then one of the buildings is like a library. And so if you leave the library to go towards the tunnels, along the way there's just like a subway that like not very many people know about, and I don't think it's open because I don't think they have enough staff for it. But there's just like a closed subway just sitting down there. It's like a whole little like world underneath campus.
The mole people are alive.
Yep. So it's basically like a catacombs, but without skulls and with tracks.
Without the dead bodies.
Yep.
Stick.
Oh gosh.
I guess you are less likely to die exploring an abandoned subway than you are exploring abandoned catacombs.
The question is, how big is the city you're living in? Because why would they have a subway from the school to like the city?
No, like it's like Subway, like the sandwich.
Oh, that changes everything.
I thought you were talking.
Oh my god!
No.
I thought
you should have said something.
I thought because
there's like a little sandwich Subway sitting underneath campus.
I thought because I brought up catacombs, you were talking about like a
you can't just say tunnel
subway
system
train
and subway and not.
Well, that's what it is. It's
why did you
tunnel
say
system with
the
a subway.
sandwich? The sandwich shop.
I don't know.
It's a subway station with a subway inside of it. The subway station's in use, but the subway isn't.
It's a subway on a subway.
Yes.
Oh gosh, that's interesting. There's just a random subway. Oh my gosh. You just go down.
Random abandoned subway.
You said it's closed most of the time.
It's mostly closed because they don't. I've never seen it open, but at the same time, there's like in one of like the main building of campus. That's like the center of campus. Even that place, there's like a Starbucks that isn't open because they can't find people to work there.
It's because it's the student's job to work there.
Dude, like if you got an abandoned subway, imagine what other abandoned franchises you'll find. You could find a Toys R Us down there. You could find a Blockbuster.
Oh my gosh, finding a Blockbuster. Radio Shack.
Oh,
Mr. Movies. Well, I don't know if Mr. Movies is a large chain, but
Well, I'm pretty sure it's abandoned
yeah.
or got bought out.
Family, well, Family Dollar was abandoned here, but I don't know
Interesting.
how it is anywhere else.
You'll find like a drive-up theater just down there as well. You can find everything below in the tunnel systems.
When you go below ground, there's wonders to be found.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a great slogan.
Yeah,
You have to have the
Patent pending.
hot chocolate sip in there. That's needed.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Not really, but I mean, it's something.
Oh.
Speaking of so good but not really, I bought this like I was buying some like donuts from
Oh
Hy-Vee.
my gosh.
Well, because I needed to go to Hy-Vee because that's the place because all the places I pay my bills are around there, and I take care of bill payments in the same day.
Makes
So
sense.
like I had a bus scheduled to take me to Hy-Vee since there's an ATM there, so I could take out whatever money I needed, and a bus to take me back home from Hy-Vee because, I mean, just
Cold.
because,
Yeah.
yeah. And when I went back to Hy-Vee, I'm like, you know what? I might as well like see what Hy-Vee's got. If something catches my fancy, I'll get it. So I bought a box of donuts, and while I was at one of the self-checkout stations, I saw like this interesting bag which caught my attention called popping fruit jellies.
What?
Eight It says popping fruit jellies, 8 pieces of fun squeezable jellies. What it is those like a 6 pack of like Kool-Aid plastic bottles which
Oh
you
yeah,
can
the little
use
Yes.
the
wax
caps
things.
off. Yeah. Well, yeah, those. Um, well, it's kind of like that, except it's significantly smaller, and like instead of like juice, it's like this weird jello inside of it, and you twist like a little cap off the bottom of these things, and then you squeeze it into your mouth, and
What?
it's it's hard to describe, but that's
That's a weird
that's the
thing.
best. Yeah, uh, they're all right. I'd say you could buy them to maybe try it out if you're curious, but no, it's nothing I'd be too enthused about getting in the future.
So they're not better than the Kool-Aids.
No, no, I'd much rather have the Kool-Aids.
So true.
Maybe I should get a few packs of those next time I'm at like Walmart or Hy-Vee or whatever.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna go on a huge excursion and get all of like my favorite childhood drinks. Bug juice,
Oh, bug
hugs,
juice.
those Kool-Aid bottle thingamajigs, Capri Sun.
Free.
Breeze.
No, all that wonderful,
Respect the pouch.
wonderful stuff.
Respect that.
I think that was their slogan because people were like slam dunking the pouch like upside down and whatnots. They would.
I just thought the commercials were funny.
They
as a kid.
flipped the pouch upside down and then jab the straw straight at the
Oh
base
my
of
God.
the
I think
Capri Sun. The worst part
I
is if
thi-
they squeeze it too much, like the top bursts, and then they have a two-hole system. That's not a
I
good thing.
think I've only drank Capri Sun like that once and never again, from what I remember.
Oh gosh. Oh,
I just found it as the objectively worst way of
yeah.
having
It's
one
the
of those.
non-intended way to drink a Capri Sun. But as the rebellious children were like, "Oh yes, let's jab it from the base up. They'll never expect this." And then you'll
The
get
pouch
then
won't
they-
see it coming.
And then they cry when the pouch opens up from the
Mommy,
flimsy,
it's
tiny
starting
plastic
to
hole at the
spill on
top.
me.
Why did the pouch open from its intended opening hole?
Then you got people that just jab this jap the pouch and just in general.
Mother, wah. I tried opening up the Capri Sun from the bottom, but but not only did the straw not go through the thicker plastic on the bottom, but it also opened up the intended way with the flimsy plastic on the top, and now it got over my new dreads. Wah! Mother, do something about this. Wah! Wah!
Gotta call up the Capri Sun headquarters and start complaining.
Is this Mr. Capri Sun? My son, my dear sweet baby boy.
They have the same voice.
He just spilled Capri Sun all over his sweet new clothing. Mother, they're called dreads. Wah! And now he's crying. You better own up to this, or else I'm going to sue. Goodbye.
You just hang up like, oh my gosh. The sad part is I could see people doing that.
Yeah.
Or people have probably
And then,
done that.
meanwhile, Mr. Capri Sun gets that call. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. You ain't gonna sue me in car, and if you try, you're not gonna have enough money.
You're
I
buying
mean,
I'm John Capri Sun, bitch.
someone sued Red Bull because they drank a Red Bull and it didn't give them wings. That's why
it's true.
That's legit why Red Bull, it says it gives you wings with like a multiple eyes so that they can go, well, legally we didn't say it gives you wings, it's wings. So someone would certainly find a way.
Is that why Red Bull ads don't have the people getting wings anymore?
I think so, probably.
That's such a dumb reason.
Yeah, it's false advertising, you know.
that is true.
This is literally just why we can't have nice things. It's like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sue the energy drink for not making me grow wings. It's like,
I'm gonna sue the energy drink for not giving me
Hello,
energy.
is this John Red Bull? Yes, I'm going to sue because you didn't give me wings. You didn't allow me to grow freshly new body appendages which allow me flight on my shoulder blades, and it made me really, really mad. I am going to sue.
Oh gosh. It's too true. People are
Mother.
so sometimes.
What? The Red Bull didn't give me wings either. Little Timmy, you're not supposed to be drinking those. You're like 8. Give that back to Mommy this instant. You're grounded. But Mother, my PS5. I've been wanting to play it all day. I just got off of school. Little Timmy, you're grounded. You're not allowed to play your PS5. I hate you. Wah!
So,
Timmy has a PS5. I'm gonna go rob him.
that's,
You can't find those anywhere.
That's a general question. Like, do you think kids are being like more spoiled these times of years?
Oh, absolutely.
And do you think this is gonna like
100%,
continuously be more and more
getting
spoiled?
like kids are getting like fucking the latest phones at like 5 years old. They're fucking spoiled as shit.
The first time I realized how spoiled some children are was in 8th grade.
Oh, no.
When it was whatever the thing where like the principal would come and talk to us like every now and again.
Principal
And
what?
as I was sitting there waiting for the like meeting thing or whatever to commence, I watched this kid open his locker and he had 2 iPhones. At the time, it was like iPhone 4 and iPhone 5 or something like that, older ones. But he had the previous gen iPhone and then he had the current gen iPhone. I was like, bro, he doesn't have just 1 or 2. He has 2 iPhones.
Meanwhile, I had a hand-me-down flip phone at the time.
I didn't have a phone.
I had a slide phone. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I used to call Cameron just with our house phones.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
used to. Well, those were the days.
yeah. My parents would be like, Riley, get off the phone. You've been on it for an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, we converse for like long periods.
I'm like, oh,
Meanwhile, like
I have to
mine
go.
wasn't. Meanwhile, mine wasn't wireless. Mine wasn't wireless like yours, so I was just sitting in one spot the whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
Oh man.
Didn't you have it by your computer though?
No, it was in the kitchen
Oh yeah.
by the back door.
I always remembered like pacing around my pool table.
Meanwhile, I couldn't pace, which is what I do best.
Oh
To
yeah.
me, who just wanted to wander while talking, I couldn't. I could only do half of that. I couldn't do both.
Yeah. You know, children these days getting spoiled with their flippy phones and or not flippy phones, they're non-flippy phones. Actually, they are bringing like flip phone touchscreen things. Have you seen those?
No, but that does sound
The
pretty cool.
like
I don't know what they're
the
called.
phones that fold, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They fold and it's just like a regular smartphone, but they have the option of folding and the screen like connects. I'm still
Oh
wondering how
yeah.
the technology works for that. I'm assuming there has to be some like Bluetooth thing or very small wires.
It's the LCD screen itself is just flexible.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. Okay.
and it's some weird thing because it's
Some
I
weird.
want to say the main problem with doing that is like backlights, and so
Yeah.
I think they're OLED displays, which are a little more forgiving. Um, but then they had the problem of the screen like wearing out where it bends all the time.
Well,
I
isn't
think
that their goal to
already,
have it to bend?
yeah, but then there'd be like a crease that would start to form on the screen, and be like, ah,
Oh
interesting.
god.
I think the company that made the first ones already made like one or two more generations of them. I have no idea
Interesting.
how far they've come along since they came out, but
Yeah,
it's literally like just a super bendy screen.
I always just see some ads for it. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna get it, but it's kind of cool.
It's too expensive, but
Yeah. Speaking of getting new phones, I've been meaning to get a new phone. Max, do you know any like smartphones which are relatively cheap and won't cause me to go into debt with the
Jeez,
like
what? Oh
with the
gosh.
national bank?
I mean, most Android phones are pretty affordable,
That's true.
and I have some like
Yeah,
lost and found Android phones from like 2016, and I
Max just has
still
like
use them from
15
time to time.
phones because he saw that one kid having two, and he's like, I gotta show this kid up. So one day he's gonna
Um,
go to that kid and be like, look at this, and then you just open your jack and you got like 15 different generations of the phone.
I was actually messing with it last night, so I actually do have my entire phone collection in front of me. If you want me
Oh
to
my
read them off.
gosh, go for it.
So I've got my current iPhone SE2, which we
Okay.
just like discovered by accident that we could get for a steal because Verizon was like, "Woo!" So we got that one. I have my old iPhone SE1 that I got, I think junior year of high school. Um, I have a 2016 Galaxy S6 that I found.
That you just
Um,
found like
well, it was in a box in the closet at work, and no one wanted it, so I took it. Um,
okay, as you do.
there's Yeah. Oh, I asked, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can have it." It had been sitting there for years. I have a 2006 Android phone.
Oh jeez.
Um, I have a 2005 flip phone that technically also runs a heavily modified version of Android.
Yeah.
Do I have any other phones?
Wow.
Um,
Who's Mr.
I think
Spoiled
that's all of
now?
them. So I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phones.
Only 5 phones. Gosh.
If it makes you feel better, most of them are almost a decade old, if not older, and I
Oh,
only have them for fun because they're
yeah, I guess.
worth
That's
almost
fair.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to
The
think my phones. I just got hand-me-downs pretty much.
Yeah, I suppose I do have my original slide phone that I got
I
from my
don't.
grandma, so that would make
Why
six
do you
phones.
have all these again? You just want to keep them like
Well, I mean, the two iPhones are my phones that I've had, and the older iPhone's still fine. It's just I don't use it anymore because I've got
I
a
mean,
different one.
Is it just fun to
I mean,
The
display?
in Max's defense, I also just don't throw away any sort of old
oh
tech
yeah, I'm
that
not
I
gonna get
have.
rid of it.
It's fair.
Like I still have my broken 2DS, my broken
The
PS3, and
wage.
my broken headphones, just like
Oh man,
sitting around.
I think we threw away our PS2 because my brother decided to open it one day. He's like, "I'm gonna clean it." So he just started taking everything apart, and we left him alone for an hour. We came back. Every piece is just scattered across the entire table. There's cogs and
Was
wheels,
this
and I'm just like,
Oh,
was
"What?"
this Shane or
Yes, yes,
Kale?
it was Shade. Of course, it's Shade.
Alright.
Who else would be like, "Oh, let's open up the PS2 and clean it because the disc tray is slightly bent or something."
Mm.
As it was
Part
already,
of
it was
me,
working just
part of
fine,
me,
and
part of me feels like
whew,
Kale would have done that too, but
oh, he doesn't
I
play on the
guess you know them
PS2.
better. Well, I guess that
He's
the
got
answer is
he's
that.
got a PS4, I think, so he doesn't need the PS2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think the only reason Shane wanted to play on the PS2 and wanted to clean it is because one of his games, Godzilla, like destroy monsters or something, wasn't working. So it's like, yes, it must be the PS2, so we must clean it. While every other game was working just fine. So yeah, that's how our PS2 got destroyed, and now I'm very wary about him because he's like, let's clean this. I'm like, oh, whoa, don't touch any of my systems. Let's hold off the screwdriver there. Let's put that one down.
son, put the flathead down. I know you're worked up, but we can get through this together,
Put the
okay?
Phillips down.
Little Timmy, what are you doing with that screwdriver and that What are you doing to that PS5? Mother, my PS4 game wasn't
Mother.
working on this. Little Timmy, let me get your father. He knows more about this stuff. Yes, Daddy, Daddy.
Oh my gosh, the voice.
I
Is too
tried
good.
playing my PS4 game on my PS5, but it didn't work. Little Timmy, that PS5 wasn't backwards compatible with that game. Why do you think they're re-releasing PS5 versions of these games? You fucking dumbass. Little Timmy, you're a dumb
What?
little shit.
Oh my gosh.
Daddy, you just
Oh
hurt
my
my
goodness gracious.
feelings.
That
Little
escalated quite
Timmy,
quickly.
it's either getting your feelings hurt to prepare your mind and soul for the harsh realities of this world, or getting grounded and your booty spanked several times for
complaining about
completely
the game.
destroying this $1,000 machine we bought you
Shoot, are they
for your birthday.
$1,000?
They now they are like from scalpers and stuff. I don't think
Oh
Yeah.
people
my
is being
gosh.
sold in retail.
Jeez. I'm still like on the fence for the 350 Nintendo Switch.
I'm kind of tempted to get a Switch specifically because they announced that they're making a Wii Sports for it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be interesting.
Or
Uh,
Nintendo
they
Switch Sports, I
that
think.
that's very. What I find very odd about that is that they aren't using Mii's for that. They have
Yeah.
their own like little characters. Like the Mii's are being used for like nothing nowadays.
Mii's
Are
don't
they a
exist.
thing on the Switch?
You
Yeah,
can
they
make your
are.
Mii's.
They are. Yeah, you can make Mii's on the Switch. There's a few games that use them, but
Oh, I
You
just
can
thought
use it
the
for your
things I
profile
saw in
as
the
well.
trailer were like new. I just thought the things I
New
saw in
Mii's.
this
No.
video were like the Switch new updated Mii's.
no, that's just a thing for the game
Yeah,
specifically.
those are models,
Oh
man.
man. Oh.
Maybe they'll have an update where you can use your Mii's. Oh, you can use Mii's in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, you can use them in Smash. You can use them in Miitopia.
Oh yeah, Miitopia.
Do you think we're going to get another Tomodachi Life or no?
It's been too long, to be honest. I don't know. They would have to do something different, and I don't know really what they would do different. But classic Nintendo always proves me wrong.
I mean, they could like mix and mash like different articles of clothing. That could be one feature. They could do what Metopia did and like give you a variety of different types of wigs and stuff that you can choose. Maybe make it to where you don't have to unlock like specific color variants of these items as time goes on.
Question is,
You
like,
just have them readily
what would
available.
be the main story? Because you had just like
Did Metopia did the original Tomodachi Life have a story?
Oh, that's actually a good point. I think the main thing was you're just trying to get your lookalike to enjoy life or something at this island resort.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Maybe add more song genres and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Every time I look at my apartment building, I'm like, that's Tomodachi, because it's just lights on, lights off, and the colors kind of remind me of Tomodachi. I'm like, wow.
okay.
It's just something weird that pops in my mind every time I walk to my apartment.
Maybe more mini games could work.
Yeah. It would be interesting if they did it, but I don't know if they will. And if they do it, I hope it's not like a $60 game.
Yeah, there's no way Tomodachi Life's worth $60.
Wasn't Metopia $50?
I thought it was like 30. Weren't most
on the
3DS
Switch,
games around?
No, on the Switch, the release. Wasn't that 50?
Well, yeah, but Metopia is like a legit game.
Tomodachi Life's a legit game. But,
well, which one would you say is more of a legit game, Riley? Metopia or Tomodachi Life?
Fair.
Which one would you play numerous times and restart numerous times and get like the relatively same amount of enjoyment from?
Probably Metopia. But to answer your question, I think it was $40 for 3DS games.
And some were 30, some were 40.
30, 40. I'm thinking of mainly Pokemon, because I always got Pokemon on the...
yeah, the Pokemon games are absolutely 40.
Classic $40. Yep.
Yeah, the Switch Tomodachi Life probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought they were gonna announce something for Legend of Zelda. They didn't.
Yeah, they instead announced Xenoblade 3.
Yeah, Xenoblade 3. That's gonna be interesting. I finished Xenoblade 2. I gotta go finish Xenoblade 1. Yeah.
You gotta get Xenoblade X.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be hard to get Xenoblade X. I'd have to either go buy a physical copy for like an outrageous amount at GameStop, because gosh, geez, they were selling like Galaxy 1 for the Wii for like $80.
That's way too much.
I was at I asked the person behind the counter if they had Wii games. They pulled out a tiny stack, set them there. Each one was like, here's 80, 70, 80, 70, and then there was like some weird one for like $30. I'm like, wow.
Those are way too much for
No wonder
Wii
they're
games.
still here.
Here's Madden 2008 for $100 on the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, so what I need to do is probably just buy it like on the eShop before the eShop closes.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
Or maybe
even
on eBay or Amazon.
Yeah, I can look on eBay, I guess, or Amazon. Yeah. But yeah, Max, highly suggest the Switch. Great stuff is happening. Don't know if they're coming out with the new Switch anytime soon. I thought
Splatoon 3 is coming out next month. I'm kind of hyped for that.
Yeah, that is.
We also got the new Kirby game that's in the works.
Yeah,
Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
You can eat a vending machine and shoot cans at people.
You can eat a car and drive around.
Yeah, you can be a cone.
Car Kirby is like amazing.
That'll be an interesting one.
Party.
We should consider doing that one, Cameron, for a Let's Play. I think it's going to be multiplayer.
Kirby and Forgotten Lands.
Yeah, I thought I heard it was going to be multiplayer.
It might be. A lot of the Kirby games are multiplayer.
But yeah,
I know
it's
our
great.
Allies has multiplayer.
Great system. Highly suggest. Sadly, I don't have much time to play on it, but
Yeah. I'll probably have to get one.
yep. So I suggest their newer model, because if you're gonna go portable mode, its battery life is better, and I think the screen's a bit bigger as well.
Yeah. I won't be getting it soon, but eventually I probably.
You're gonna
have
go
to get
buy
one.
it tonight. You're gonna go to the store. and be
Amazon
like,
right now.
Amazon Prime. You're gonna go to classic store name and buy.
You're gonna go do insert store here.
Insert store here. Ask for Nintendo
Insert
Switch.
store here.
Ask for different Nintendo Switch games you're interested in, and purchase.
And it's purchased.
Yeah, Nintendo also changed their layout for their online store. So that was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like it more or less than the old layout?
It's kind of cool. They definitely changed how you use the points, your platinum points and whatnot. And I kind of like the layout, and they added a lot more stuff to the store, so that assists with it. But they still have the weird bug where if you have a preset like address, it will decline your credit card. So,
From what I've heard, Nintendo has problems with their online functionality.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
classic
need to work on that
Nintendo
a little
for
bit.
you.
Hi guys,
Yeah.
we're like one of the major game
I
companies
feel
in the
like-
world. Internet's too hard though.
See, the problem is
They do
like
have
party
like the
games, okay?
cheapest. They do have the cheapest service, yeah.
Kind of.
Right.
If you buy the expansion pass, you're getting up there. But if you're buying the individual expansion pass, you're kind of a fool.
Yeah.
You should be in the family plan thing.
Yeah, that's what we're in.
Yeah. We should talk about if we want to do the expansion pass, but I don't know if many people would even want to switch. You get the Mario Kart stuff for free. As a bonus, I guess. It's not really free. And if you lose the service, you you lose them, which is a slight concern, but
What's the what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine.
the what do you call it? There's a new DLC coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're adding 48 new.
They're like
things.
doubling the amount of tracks.
Yeah, which was really strange for me, but they're putting it as a bundle if you have the expansion pass, so their online plus version, because now there's going to be 2 different versions for it. Yeah.
Does that online work as well as the rest of their online?
I think it works worse, actually.
Worth it then.
I shouldn't say worse.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like the online features for the 3DS and the Wii U were a lot better than the one for the Switch, and those were free.
I just don't. Wait, you have to pay to be able to access the internet?
ooh, that's a good question. I don't
Like
think they really have a web explorer on the Switch. I know you can get
They
Crunchyroll now, but
The
I-
Wii U has one, I think.
The original Wii came with a web browser. Why are they?
It did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey,
why
you
the
know,
Switch doesn't have a web browser.
Nintendo is definitely the unique rabbit of the gaming console world.
Well, actually, it's not that you have to pay to get online. You could still like go on to eShop and like you could still like download games and watch YouTube and stuff without
Oh, do
paying
they
for
have
the.
YouTube on it?
Yeah, they do. But you can still do all that stuff, watch YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all that wonderful jazz without having to pay for the service. The service is mainly just for video game online
Yeah,
services.
they have like a
except
Netflix.
for
video games.
Fortnite. Fortnite has its own special service which you don't have to pay for. I found that out on my own.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
The one time I decided to play Fortnite back in its heyday, and it was before like we did the family plan deal on the Switch.
Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting because if you'd want to do any like online games, which I think the Nintendo doesn't really work too well if you're doing stuff online. You want to
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like you either do the amazing single player games or you do the fun little party games with people. And if you're doing the party games, you want to be like in the room together.
Yeah, yeah.
It just reminds me of our grand old like Super Mario Brothers Wii experience where I would never, if we did that online, which I don't think that's possible, I would have never got hit by Gavin. And that would ruin the experience for me.
We never would have seen Jack fall out of the
Gosh,
chair.
yeah, we would have never seen Jack like break Gavin's chair. Oh gosh, we would never had those like mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, those are
Classic.
delicious.
Classic stuff. It's a great time coming together and playing games.
Yeah.
That's what Nintendo's about.
If only Max was there.
Yeah, then we would have had to try finding a 5-player game, and it would have ruined everything. Because Nintendo is 4 people, or 8. I guess they're doing 8 now. It's either 2, 4, or 8. Actually, 6 for Boomerang Fu.
Oh yeah, that is true. Boomerang Fu, that's a fun game. A lot better than Rage or Mage Quit.
Oh my gosh, Mage
That's
Quit
for
was
sure.
a disaster.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mage Quit.
Yeah, it's a Steam
Did they get
game.
fired?
Mage Quit, like we all got it because who said it was good? Was it Gavin or Jack?
Gavin.
Gavin's
It
like,
was
Mage Quit's this amazing game that everybody's gonna like. It's better than Boomerang Fu.
we couldn't get in the same games as each other.
The internet
Like
did not
at least one of us kept getting booted out of the lobby every time we tried to start up a game.
So it's either internet's fault or the game servers could not.
I'm saying it was the game servers because it was consistently mostly Riley and Jack, I think.
Yep.
But it was also like me and Gavin on occasions too. So I think it was just the game.
Didn't we talk about this in a podcast? We're gonna be like, yeah, it was a great game, or we're gonna try this game out, and then the next time we did the podcast, we're like, that game sucked. We couldn't even get past the title screen.
That sounds about right.
Titles? Oh man.
We got into the tutorial eventually after like 10 minutes. We finally figured out how to get to the tutorial and got it to load, and then we all tried some stuff out. It seems like an interesting game, but
the game seemed fun, but I didn't. It was a shame I couldn't play with my friends.
The whole point of the game was to play with people, and I just couldn't load any games with my friends.
Yeah, we got a good refund off of it.
Yeah, that's the first time I did a Steam refund.
Yeah, same. I've been playing a lot of The Binding of Isaac lately. I've been unlocking a lot of cool stuff.
I saw you were streaming that.
Yeah, I've been getting my ass kicked a lot. I have so many archive footage of me just dying and losing and hating life.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, but you're still way better at the game than I.
Yeah, that's because I've poured like 240 hours into it.
Yeah, that'd do it.
That's a few hours.
Yeah, it's a little bit of hours.
The game I've been streaming recently was Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I actually bought that on Amazon. I'm expecting it by Monday. I'm gonna try that game out.
It's pretty good. I highly suggest it. It's definitely a different Pokemon experience.
It caught my intrigue.
If you like what is it? Open RPG, like world exploring, but you also it's
Open world.
yeah, it's probably just an open world game, to be honest, with quests and whatnot. So
Honestly, I heard that there could be giant Pokemon or giant
oh
versions of normal
yeah,
Pokemon, and that was enough to sell me on it.
oh boy, I got some big honchos, man.
Yeah, I'm
Big
hoping to
what?
get. Uh,
They're great.
I'm hoping to get an entire. I'm hoping to get an entire squad of giant Eevees to absolutely wreck the entirety of the ancient Sinnoh region.
I haven't seen any alpha Eevees.
Eevees are like rare in like every Pokemon
Yeah,
game
they're
they're in.
they're definitely rare. There might be a spot for them. I know that some alpha Pokemon have like designated spots, so there might be an EV one, but not 100% sure.
Speaking of Eevee, one of these days I'm gonna try to uh use my brain to try and conjure up some potential designs for like the typing evolutions that don't exist.
Oh.
So Game Freak, if you need someone, hit me up.
Don't they, if they see the design they can't use it or something? Isn't that something
I mean,
true about Nintendo or Game Freak
um,
in general?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, talking about Game Freak, for some reason I decided to go look at their other creation, that town game. I watched a video of Game Freak's game of Town, and holy crap, was I confused. That game was so confusing, and there's no wonder people are giving it like a 2 out of 5. It was
Well, I appreciate the effort, Game Freak, but maybe you should just stick with Pokemon,
it took
which
2
you're
hours
known
for the
for.
person to get out of the tutorial, and the storyline was very hard to follow. And I stopped after they got through the tutorial because I'm like, wow. So maybe the game picks up, but I don't
Who
understand what
knows?
was happening. The combat looked kind of wonko, and the best part about it is the visuals. The visuals look beautiful, and I think without that game, we probably wouldn't have Legends Arceus. So it's a step in like a correct direction, and then they amplified it with a better story.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's why you haven't heard anything about the great old game called Town.
I've never even heard of it, so.
Yeah, they announced it like one Nintendo Direct and then never again.
I think I remember that.
And I looked it up one time before the other time, and I'm like, I wonder when that game's coming out. And apparently had already been out for like several months, and I just hadn't heard nothing about it. uh, it was a
Fair.
flop. Max, any new games that you've played?
I played Superliminal recently. I enjoyed that.
Did you know that game has a multiplayer feature now?
I think I saw that it had it, yeah.
We should try that game multiplayer sometime.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a fun story.
What's the basis of the game?
It's I feel like discussing the basis would get into spoiler territory, so I'll just say that
Like
it's
how do you play the game?
it's like it's all about like perspective stuff. Like, okay, so like I have this clock right in front of me on my desk.
Sure.
Say I pick up the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, from my point of view, it looks like it's about like 3 inches tall, give or take.
Sure.
So I turn around to like the farthest corner of my room, and I let go of the clock, and now the clock's bigger and just resting against the corner of my wall because that's how perspective works. You understand?
Nope. I feel
All
like
right,
I've
well.
heard about the game. I'm just not figuring out what. I'm not
All right,
connecting
well,
it. with
let me try to draw a diagram here. Let me open up the classic. No, Riley, you
could just
asked
look
you.
at the title, you know.
Riley, you asked me to explain, so I'm gonna explain. Let me pull up the Let me create a diagram for your feeble, tiny brain to understand.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, he's going live, man.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, let's watch this.
Okay,
bringing
so
out the MS Paint. I love MS Paint so much.
Bring it out. You got. Have you ever used was it Paint? Was it Paint
3D.
3D? Yeah, no, it's not that. What's it called?
no, I
Paint.net.
haven't.
Paint.net. That's what it's called.
Oh, doesn't it cost money?
Nope, it's free.
Oh, I've
Least-
just never figured it out, I guess.
It's like
Okay.
it's the Paint iteration of like layers and whatnot. So you can have like different layers and whatnot. It's what I use for thumbnails.
All right, so using the clock example from earlier, this is the clock on my desk right now. Okay, it's about yay tall, like maybe like half a foot big, 4 inches, maybe 5, give or take. Okay, that's the size of this clock normally, and that's the size it is from my perspective.
Yes, naturally.
4 inches. So, say that I grab this clock with
Yes, grabbing the clock.
Yeah. I grab the clock, and now I turn around to like the corner of my room. Keep in mind, the clock still looks like it's 4 inches from my point of view.
Oh, you're.
If I turn to the corner, yeah, I'm holding the clock. I turn to the corner of the room, and here's my bed and
I
stuff.
thought you just left the clock on your
No.
desk and turned around, and somehow
Well,
the clock was on your wall.
I specifically said I picked up the clock. Right, you pick up the clock, and I turn to the corner of my room, and then I let go of the clock, and now there's just a big clock on my bed because I let go of it. And from my point of view, now the clock looks big.
Okay, but if you walk up to it, does it get smaller?
No.
No, you walk
big.
up to it. It's a big clock.
Okay, so
Okay,
whatever
the
you
only way-
hold changes in size based off your perception.
Yeah, based off the perspective, yeah. So like if I hold the clock very close to my face and then let go, it's gonna drop, and that's gonna make it a smaller clock.
Wouldn't it make a bigger
Or-
sense it's like right up to your face?
Actually, yes, it would. So I hold it far away from me, let go, and then
Are you
it's a
ringing
little
the
bit
clock?
smaller.
What is?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
happening?
It's a classic like analog like
I thought I was going crazy.
no.
Like he's talking about clock, and then I'm just hearing a clock in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
background.
I'm holding the clock because it's helping me like explain it better. Okay,
think
so
I
you
got
hold
it
the
now.
clock away from you, let go, and then you move far away from the clock to where it looks like it's an inch tall from your perspective. Then you pick that up, and now you have a tiny clock. All right, there.
There we go.
It's basically it's like that thing where like kids would like look at someone from a distance and like I'm squishing your head. Yeah, it's basically like that.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
I don't know why I didn't use that explanation.
You have to use
at
the
first.
clock analogy, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody
You gotta
knows. Everybody knows the clock analogy.
clock logic. There's actually like Markiplier played that game once. He had a pretty funny like introduction to the game I want to show you.
Sure, we can do that like right after the podcast here.
All right.
We're kind of. I think we're wrapping up. We're past our hour mark. So unless one of you got some grandioso topic that you want to continue talking about, like the clock, like how you
I don't have
obtained
anything
this
in
clock.
particular.
Nothing cool happened this week.
No.
No, actually, I'm just drowning in classwork. That's all.
Oh, classic.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh gosh. Yeah, and there's nothing much I have either on my side. So I guess, yeah, we can probably just wrap it up and come up with the topic for next week. And yeah, or next time, I guess. It's not really next week.
Yeah. Let's talk about uh puzzles.
Puzzles.
Yeah.
Grand idea. It's been a while since I've done a puzzle. Something did come into
Same.
my mind. Max, did you see the new layout for the podcast?
With like the names and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you write a response? I kind of blocked out the response because it got weird after like 2 seconds.
I think I did.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. And I like it still. So hopefully I'm still using it for this podcast because it would be weird if I wasn't. Turns out I actually hate it and it's terrible.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Okay, like you just kind of suck.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've never taken a graphical design before, so you know.
Yeah. Before we start the podcast, do you guys remember those like little wax candy bottles of like tiny juice things? I don't know what they're called.
Wax bottles of juice.
Yeah, we like bite the top of the wax off
Yeah,
and then squeeze
yeah,
the juice
those.
out.
What? No.
Have you seriously never had one of those, Ryan?
Never.
Riley, I'll Google a picture for you.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah. Yes, Google a picture of those, Max, because I don't remember what they're called.
What? But
I'll put it in stuff and things.
stuff and things. Why didn't you just put it in the chat room? What are these?
Wax
remember
bottle.
those?
I've never had a wax bottle.
What? Oh, you're missing out. Unbelievable.
Dude,
Why would
Dude,
you?
I'm
wanna,
totally
eat
gonna order
or
one of
drink
those right now.
wax?
You don't eat the wax. You consume the stuff that's inside of the wax. Okay.
But
You bite the wax top off, and then
But-
you just like squeeze the juice into
But
your
if
mouth.
it's touching wax, then how is it not already contaminated with the wax?
That's not how wax works. What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? But the
Riley,
wax is
wax
touching
is-
the thing.
Riley, that doesn't mean anything. Like you can like slap a fucking slab of cooked steak against a candle. That's not gonna ruin the steak.
What do you mean? You just put the candle. What? You put steak on candle. That's wax slower.
You think wax just ruins stuff?
Oh, you don't
What?
want to eat wax.
You're not eating the wax though.
The wax gets rubbed off onto the meat.
That's not how wax works. Oh, Riley, can you believe this guy?
It's food grade wax, Riley. You can eat it if you want.
Riley, have you not heard of wax paper,
Wax
which is used for
paper?
cooking?
Well, you're cooking it, so the wax doesn't get on.
Are you stupid? Riley, wax paper is the shit they use to cook most
Oh my
like
gosh.
fucking pastries and stuff on to
You know
keep
what?
it from sticking.
That's fair.
Wax keeps things from getting stuck to stuff.
Just saying, my ear gets stuck when I have wax in it.
That's not the same wax.
They're not bottling candy with earwax.
I have no clue how wax works.
There's a lot of different types of wax. This wax isn't the same stuff as the wax in candles. But the wax in candles isn't the same stuff as the wax in ears, Riley. It's not just a universal thing called wax. There's different waxes.
Wax. Wax on, wax off. Anyways, why did you bring up these wax bottles?
Because I remembered the popping fruit jellies and the Kool-Aid bottle things, and it kind of reminded me of those. I just wanted to bring those up.
Yeah, I've never had those.
You should. They're nice.
Okay, yeah. Next time we'll talk about puzzles and probably a lot less about wax.
Sweet.
Anyways, until next time. Bye.
Ah.
Adios.
Goodbye.